Well, hello and welcome to Fab 19 Chatty Thing. Has it been a week since we were here last time? Yes, it has. Unbelievably enough. Welcome, welcome. Do come in. Let me know what you're reading this week. Let me know what you've been up to. We got birthdays this week. We had a whole load of birthdays last week. Come in, let me know what you've been up to, what are you reading at the moment, what are you looking forward to reading. There's lots of books coming out at the moment, lots of news coming out about new books coming out later in the year as well. Put my teeth in and I'll be all right. Come say hello. Let me know what you've been up to. Mina Kamari's first in. Hello, lovely to see you. Do come in. Come in. I have 3 gorgeous books of the week for you. I have another chapter of Book Warriors. For those of you who weren't here last week, I am revisiting my crazy YA bookshop set story, which seems very prescient this week because I don't know if you saw, did you see all the Rebecca Yarros new books? Onyx Storm is out now, looks fantastic, and they had loads of midnight launches, which is what happens in my story. So I kind of feel like it's a good time to read my story, so there'll be another chapter of that coming up. Andrew Davis is here. Hi, lovely to see you. Katie Wells in the house. Hello. Catherine Statham's here. Hello, lovely to see you. So do come in. Let me know what you up to. Have you had a good week? Anyone going away on holiday? And people are away on holiday at the moment. And some people are planning their holiday. Let me know what you're doing. Have we got any birthdays? Let me know. We love it all in here. It's all good. Lynn Dyer's here. Hello, lovely to see you. Jodie Homer's in the house. Hello. Do come in. We have a jam-packed show for you. Today, Flo will be coming up at about 8:20, so you'll get to see her then. As I say, I've got another chapter from the Book Warriors, and I've got 3 gorgeous books, including a book that I love. I think is in my top 5 all-time books that I've been revisiting. It's just like a lovely old friend, and I'm going to mention that one. I'm going to mention the book that I got for my birthday. It was my birthday last Saturday, and I got the book that I've been waiting for. It's been on pre-order for such a long time. I am halfway through it and I love it, so I'm just going to recommend it already because I really love it. And then there's another book that you may have seen. People have started reading again sort of this year. I think some people are making it the year that they read this author. So I'm going to be mentioning that as well. So those are my books of the week. Flo will be up soon. I have another chapter of the Book Warriors. It's all good. I've got news of something that I am launching in 2 weeks' time in February, when we start February. So I'm going to give you a little sneaky peek of that. A little competition. A good one, hopefully. If you've ever fancied having a go at writing, you might like that competition. And I will tell you more about it as we go on. Let's see. Rachel Vincent's here. Hello, lovely to see you. She said, good evening. This week's read is The Memory of Us by Danny Atkins. Love Danny Atkins. Read with tissues, though, because she's very good at making you... She's very, very good at making you cry because she's just an absolute master in the emotional story. So enjoy. Fantastic. Judith Graham's in the house. Hello. Mick Arnold is here. Mick Arnold. I can't get my teeth in today, Mick. Oh, apologies. But you know I'm talking about you. Let's have a look. Amanda Weatherly's here. Hello. Hi, everyone. I just finished A Perfect Cornish Summer by Philippa Ashley that I picked up from the library. Loved it. Yeah, have you seen? I don't know if you've been following on social media, if you dared to step onto social media this week. But yesterday, everybody's PLR statement came out. So this is the amount of library lent. So your books that have been taken out of the library from July the year before to June last year. So it's kind of a year's worth of stuff. So they say it's 2024. I was amazed. My books have been taken out of the library 21,000 times. So if you take my books out of the library, thank you so much. What happens is that PLR means that the government pays a very, 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 very tiny amount of money per library lent. But it adds up because if lots of people are taking your books out, and also books tend to stay longer in libraries than they do on bookshop shelves. So yeah, and this book here, All My Love, was my most borrowed book. Nearly 7,000 people took that out last year. It was absolutely amazing. So thank you very much. And thank you to lovely librarians and also former librarians who are watching, because you're all brilliant and you're wonderful. And please, if there's a book that you want to read, go and ask at your library for it, because it's money, little tiny bits of money. But for some authors, that is actually like what keeps them going, is the money that they get from their library lens. So Fantastic. Also, if you're an author and you're watching and you're not signed up for PLR, it's you sign up once and then they collect on your behalf, and it's a little bit of money that turns up at the start of the year, which is always very useful. So thank you very much if you took my book out of libraries. I was absolutely flabbergasted by the number of people that took my books out. Absolutely amazing. So thank you very much. Let's see. Tillies and Reads are in the house. Hello. Reading The Shell House Detectives, and it's fab. First in series. I saw that. Looks very good. Well, enjoy. Kathy said, hope you had a great birthday. I had a lovely birthday, thank you. Yeah, it's really nice. Me and Bob and Flo, we took Flo swimming because she has a swimming lesson first, and then we went out and we had lunch in Acosta, but it was very nice, just hanging out with my family. It was wonderful. All good. And I will show you one of my birthday presents. It's actually one of the books of the week because I have been waiting for this book. I've got to have pre-ordered it about 6 months ago, and I couldn't wait to start reading it, and it's brilliant. So I will be talking about that very, very shortly. Let's see. Grace Powers here. Hello, lovely to see you. Victoria Lister's here. Hello. You have to excuse me if I'm a little bit croaky. I've had the lurgy for the last week. Just came out of nowhere. I think it's partly because of going back to school, and everybody at the school gate has various different types of lurgy that you've not come across before. So I have been coughing. I'm hoping that I'm not going to cough too much today, but apologies if I'm a little bit croaky. Let's see. Tilly's and Rita's 21,000 is incredible. It's amazing. And I tell you what's really lovely as well. What's really lovely, I mentioned this a little bit on Instagram, is that in publishing, they decide whether a book is a hit or not really within the first month that it's out. And if it doesn't get taken up by a supermarket, or they haven't spent a lot of money on it, and so it's not one of the big books that's being pushed out, then you can be told that your book's a flop before it is even published. And yet the books that were in, 3 of the books that were in my top 5 were ones that I was told were flops and people didn't want, and yet consistently they're the ones that people find in the library. So I just think readers are brilliant, because readers will find you wherever it is. So it feels a little bit vindicated. I spoke to quite a few authors who feel the same way, because you've got no control over sales, and especially not like in the first month that your book comes out, when there's 400 million other books that come out as well. So it's really lovely that, one of my top 5 was Somewhere Beyond the Sea, which came out in 2018. So it's lovely that your books kind of live on, and it was something that really surprised me when I became an author, because I didn't think how long books stay in libraries for, but it's really lovely. It means all those people have discovered it. I'll have to do over kind of like the last, because I'm now in my 16th year of writing, I'll have to find out what my total library lens are. It's going to be huge. But it's amazing to see that people have just gone into a library, found my book, and discovered my words, maybe for the first time. So it's all very lovely. It's very good, very good. Julie Payne's in the house. Hello. Angela Johannes is here. Hi, lovely to see you. Grace is reading Hope Street by Mike Gale. Yes, the brand new book by Mike Gale is out, and it looks fantastic. Go and read it, because you just know if Mike Gale's written it, it's going to be amazing, right? It's going to be fantastic. I can't read it until I have currently got 2 structural edits on the go. So the next 2 weeks, the next 2 months are going to be a bit crazy writing wise, but that's my carrot, is at the end of it I can get Hope Street, but it looks fantastic. So enjoy. Mick says, I'm going to treat myself to a beer from a PLR. Amazing. My very first PLR statements is public lending, right? That's what PLR stands for. I think my very first one, I think I went to like a cafe and I bought a cake and a cup of coffee. But it's lovely because it's money that you're entitled to. If you have an agent, that money doesn't go to them; it comes direct to you. And for as long as we've got it, it's really lovely. So it's all good. Gemma Harris is in the house. Hello. Let's have a look. Tilly's and Reed says, "Oh yeah, just reading about Hope Street by Mike Gale. It's brilliant. It's just going to be brilliant. It's going to be brilliant. I haven't even read it, and I'm telling you, it's good because I don't think he's capable of writing anything bad. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those really annoying authors who's just brilliant, and every book is better than the last. But it's really lovely. I know with Mike Gale's books. Mike Gale's books are the ones that you want to hug when you finish. There are a few authors that I read their books and I know straight away I'm going to feel bereft when I get to the end, because the characters are so vivid and they're so wonderful, and you really engage with them. You really root for them. It's just brilliant. So, well, enjoy. Katie Wells is reading the Grimoire Grammar School Parent Teacher Association. Wow, that's a title and a half by Caitlin Rozakis, and it's great. That sounds fantastic. Ooh, sounds really good. Thank you very much for birthday wishes. It's very lovely. Thank you. Melanie Charles is in the house. Hello, she says, hello, Sparkly Kang. Hello indeed. Right. I will hope that my voice lasts for the whole hour. We'll see how we go. Charlotte King's in the house. Hello. Lovely to see you. Do come in. Do come in. Let's see. Jodie Homer says, Tea Leaves and Reads, do you know what books are coming already this year? I already have Lindsay Kelk and Miranda's book. Oh, amazing. Thank you. Alison Sarah Carroll's here. Hello. She says, hi, Miranda. I'm reading a new book, The Silent House of Sleep by Alan Gore. Ooh, wow. A Scottish crime debut novel that won this year's Bloody Scotland debut prize. It's very good reading. It's set in London in the 1920s. And oh yes, everyone wish Alison happy birthday for the 16th of January. So last week was her birthday, so everyone wish Alison a very pardon me, belated birthday. Okay, here we go. Right. Judith Graham says, I just started The Things We Do for Love. I'm sorry, I can't remember who the author is, but I hear she's lovely. I've heard that too. I hear she has brilliant taste in hats. I don't know. I mean, it could be a rumour. Who knows? Pardon me. The lovely Gemma Harris, and I'm using it for medicinal purposes. I think I need some as well today. So good, so good. Let's see. Lots of people are chatting. If you see somebody in the comments and you want to join in the chat, you can do that. You'll notice that I don't read out every comment that's going on because sometimes it's not for me. There's just lovely conversations going on. That's totally fine. So if it's your first time here and you can see lots of chat going on, this is what happens every week and it's lovely. So it's all good. Let's have a look. Carl Tedeschi's here. Hello, lovely to see you. It says, hi all. I'm reading an older one, The Bones of You by Debbie Howells. We love Debbie Howells. Amazing. It's very good. Looks good. John Ross is here. Hello. It says, today's my birthday and I'm 36. Happy birthday. Amazing. Let's see. Catherine Statham says, I'm still reading a Christmas book. I think that's fine. I think it's fine in January. You need some fun, don't you? A Very Lucky Christmas by Lilac Mills. Oh, that sounds amazing. Well, enjoy. So good, so good. Charlotte King is reading The Switch by Beth O'Leary. Amazing. Mina Kamara is reading Famous Last Words by Gillian McAllister. Amazing. So good. Julie Payne is reading Spare by Prince Harry. Ooh, lovely. Are you enjoying? Let me know. Thank you very much, Mick, for lovely messages. Judy said, I had a lady come into the library and had a go at me because we didn't have the book she wanted. It was published in 1956. She couldn't grasp the fact we couldn't possibly keep all the books that have been published. How dare you? I mean, just surely every library should be kind of like the TARDIS on the like bigger on the inside. That'd be all good. Let's have a look. Pardon me for the coffee. Apologies. Like I say, I've not been well. But we'll try and get through. We'll try and get through the week. Funny enough, I am actually feeling better, but it doesn't sound like it. Let's have a look. Victoria's just finished The Christmas Wish by Lindsay Kelk. It's a good book. Amazing. I think it's fine to read Christmas books. I think it's actually really good to read Christmas books in January because a lot of people sort of think that January is quite a dark month, and even like you have a birthday, like me, you have a birthday in it. Yeah, so well, I think that's fine. Any time of year, it's all good. Let's have a look. Jem said, I had to go into the office today, so my wobbly head fell into the works. The book buying ban is officially over. There's some great new books, though. That's the trouble. There's so many good books. All good, all good. Judith, I have got Jakemans. Thank you for the recommendation. I live by Jakemans. Mine are downstairs, that was a rookie error. I should have brought one up with me. It's all good. Yeah, I love I have the honey and lemon ones, which are lovely. It's all fantastic. Tears and Reads says, storms are coming this weekend, so break out the winter and autumnal reads again. I'm with you on that one. It sounds so good. Let's see, lots of lovely messages. Right, Flo will be up with us very shortly. For those of you who just joined us, this week we have 3 gorgeous books, including one that has the most. It's the most gorgeous book you've ever seen in your life. I mean, and I know I show you my fair share of gorgeous books on this show. This book is wonderful. But what's so amazing is it's by an author that I absolutely adore, and I'm halfway through it and I love it so much that I'm going to recommend it this week, even though I haven't got to the end yet. How good is that? See, amazing. But it is such a beautiful book. It's a gorgeous book as well. Beautiful on the inside and on the outside. So I'll show you that one. And also, yes, so if you keep watching the show the next couple of weeks. So the first show that we have in February, so not next week because that'll be the 20th. The 29th. It'll be the following week. I am going to be relaunching my Chatty 100 writing competition. Now, if you don't know what that is, don't worry. It's kind of a flash fiction. So it's 100 words of a story. So it can be a whole story. It can be like a little flash fiction story. It can be just 100 words to get you into a story. It can be about anything you like. It doesn't matter if you're published, thinking about being published. If you've never picked up a pen before, you can have a go. And the winner is going to win. I've said this before. I'm not sure this is a good thing. The winner is going to win 6 months worth of mentoring with me. So basically once a month, we'll have a little chat, either by email or by Zoom, and see how you're going with your writing. And I'm here for loads of questions. If you've got questions about writing, I will be there. So if you are interested in that, get your thinking caps on, because I will be launching it. The first Wednesday show that we're having in February, we'll be launching it. So get your thinking caps on. I want to read your stories. It's going to be amazing. Somebody's coming in. Who's coming in?
He's just ran up the stairs at mock speed, forgetting what the time was.
Oops, it's all right, no problem at all. Who have you brought to shows this week, Flo?
Arigato!
For those of you who don't know, this is my daughter Flo. Say hi, Flo.
Hi.
And Flo makes these amazing models. Look at this. So this is Florigato.
Yeah, the evolved form of the Pokemon Sprigatito. So basically it goes from Kit Kat to a big cat with yo-yo.
Green, yeah, she's got her own yo-yo, hasn't she? Look at that, it's beautiful. So lovely. Oh, wow, it's got a little holder as well. Oh, my word, look at this. So this is all out of tissue paper and sellotape, which is amazing. Everyone's saying hi. Hey, look, James says, hi, Flo. Hey, Pokemon. Wonderful. Yeah, Flo has been busy again. Look at this. So good. Sorry, should we just hold it there? Hold it there.
Yeah, it goes in a little slot.
Look at that. So good. It's beautiful. There we go. Flo is into Pokemon. You might have got that impression. Flo is into Pokemon. There's his little tail at the back. So he is a kind of a green cat, a green big cat.
Yeah, he's a grass type cat Pokemon.
There you go. Grass type cat. There you go. I feel like I'm learning something every time Flo makes a new one.
It has a flower bud yo-yo.
Oh, I see. It looks like a little flower. Let's see if everyone can see that. Look at that beautiful flower on there. So good. Amazing. Thank you very much for bringing that up. Mm-hmm. Are you going to say...
Sitting down and playing video games with him.
Oh, wonderful. What video game are you playing at the moment?
Kidopia.
Amazing.
I know it's supposed to be a preschool learning game, but the cooking things are fun, so...
Virtual cooking games. It sounds good to me.
It's not technically a virtual cooking game, but I like to do the virtual cooking game, so you're right, because basically that's what I use it.
Thanks for that. Am I right? Is Mummy right?
Yeah.
Yes. It's first time this week, but it's good. It's all good.
Yeah.
You can say see you next week.
See you next week.
Thanks for coming in. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. It's a constant education. A constant education. Thank you very much for your lovely messages from Flo. I will make sure she sees them all. Thank you very much. Yeah, just watching her create these characters is just amazing how she does it. It's just really, really cool. And I know I'm biased, but I don't care. So there we go. Let's see. Thank you for your lovely messages. It's like, hi, Flo. Bye, Flo. It is always it's a bit of a fleeting thing, but she likes to show you what she's been working on, and then she wants to get back down and play computer games, which is what she's doing. She's playing them with her dad downstairs. So it's all good. All good. Brilliant. Okay. So in a minute, I have got the next part of Book Warriors I will be reading for you very shortly. But first, let me get on to my books of the week. Now, this week, I'm trying, certainly for the next couple of months, when I'm doing, because I've got 2 structural edits. So I'm doing a structural edit on book 15, which is my next rom-com that's coming out in August with HQ, HarperCollins HQ. So that one has got to be done first. And then I'm doing the structural edit on Cora book 6. So my crime thriller series, the 6th book I've just had my edit notes for, so I need to start going through those, and that's going to be in March. So for the next couple of months, when I do books of the week, I'm going to be doing books that I've read and loved before that I've revisited, some new books as well, because of course I'm reading while I'm writing. But sometimes I sneak off from the writing and I go and read. I like to think it's research. But yeah, so there will be kind of a mixture of things, but I'm trying also to mention books that I've loved in the past. I'm trying to kind of revisit stuff as well, because you can see, I mean, that's just a fraction of the TBR pile is all there. I wanted to get around to read loads over Christmas, and of course in true style I didn't. But yes, I'm going to be revisiting some books that you might not know about, or you might have forgotten about. Like I sometimes will remember a book and think, oh, I want to go and read that again. So there's a mixture this week. That's a long way of saying there's a mixture this week. So let me get on to my books of the week. Book number 1. Now, I've seen a lot of chat about this week, and I think there are people that are reading this author's books in this series. I think they're reading it this year. They're kind of making it their year to do it. I'm going to read. Book number 1 is this beauty. The Seven Sisters by Lucinda Riley. Now, I know I've seen it everywhere. I've seen loads and loads of people have started this series. There are, I'm trying to think how many books there are in the series. I think there's 6, and then there's a 7th book, which I actually have underneath my microphone, so I can't show you. But there was one, Lucinda very tragically passed away. She died of cancer, and so she left notes for the final book, and her son wrote it and kind of completed it. So there's that one as well. But this is the first one. It's kind of like it's sort of a modern day saga, but it's about these sisters, and it's all their stories and how they all come together and how all the stories intertwine. But that doesn't give you any kind of an idea of what absolutely gorgeous writing it is. It's totally immersive. I mean, the books are huge, but you rip through them because you want to know what's happening to the characters. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Let me read you the blurb of The Seven Sisters. Maya Daples, I hope I've said that right, and her 5 sisters gather together at their childhood home, a fabulous, secluded castle situated on the shores of Lake Geneva, having been told that their beloved adoptive father, the elusive billionaire they call Pa Salt, has died. Each of them is handed a tantalising clue to their true heritage, a clue which takes Maya across the world to a crumbling mansion in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. 80 years earlier, in the Belle Epoque of Rio, 1927, Isabella Bonifacio's father has aspirations for his daughter to marry into aristocracy, but Isabella longs for adventure and convinces him to allow her to accompany the family of a renowned architect on a trip to Paris. In the heady, vibrant streets of Montparnasse, she meets ambitious young sculptor Laurent Brully. I think that's how, I'm never sure if I'm saying the things right, but just, if I'm wrong, just correct me. And knows at once that her life will never be the same again. So it's really difficult to classify these stories other than the fact that they are beautifully written. So you have kind of this mystery about where all the sisters have come from and their heritage and what their stories are. And they all kind of go off and they discover things about themselves. So there's sort of a time slip thing to it as well. So although it's set in modern day, there is a historical aspect to it as well. They're set in absolutely beautiful places that you just want to go and spend time with. They're absolutely brilliant. I love this series, and I started reading it when it first, sort of a few years ago when it first came out, and didn't manage to get all the way through the series. So this year I'm going to try and catch up with these books. But I remember reading this one and just absolutely loving it. My sister actually, handily for the title, my sister read it and recommended it to me. I hadn't read any Lucinda Riley before, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So that is book number 1, The Seven Sisters by Lucinda Riley. It's published by Pam Macmillan, and that's the first book in the series. I think there's 7 books in the series. Correct me if I'm wrong. But that is absolutely beautiful. And what a lovely start. If you're looking for a series to get into this year, you can start with this one. And it whisks you away to gorgeous places, which in January, we all want this, don't we? So there we go. It's like a little holiday and a mystery and a history all in one book. Absolutely amazing. That is book number 1. Seven Sisters by Lucinda Riley. There we go. One of those books that's kind of always been around, and I've always I've always bought them, and then there's quite a few that I thought I'd read and I hadn't. There's one that I didn't think I'd read, and then I had. So it's all good. It's all good. But she's a fantastic writer, and she's one of those writers that wherever she takes the story, you're going to go with her, and it's wonderful. Okay, we go. Thanks. Tina Reed said 8 with Parsalt. Okay, so Parsalt is the one that her son completed from her notes. She left quite extensive notes, and then he kind of completed it. So yeah, there we go. So it's 8 altogether. Amazing. Samira, she says, I've been planning to start this series. So good, so good. Christine Maps here. Hello. Baz Halford's here. Hello. Amanda Weatherly said that series is on my TBR list. One of my friends says this is her all-time favourite book series. I know lots of people that are just so in love with the series, and it's lovely because it's one of those things that kind of, if you love the first one, you know that there's more books to follow and you can find out about the whole family. So good, so good. Okay, right, let me get on to book number 2. Now, book number 2 is the book that I got for my birthday that I bought myself. I always think it's good to buy yourself presents for your birthday. I pre-ordered it. It's got to be 6 months. I think as soon as it was announced, I pre-ordered it. This edition is absolutely gorgeous, and I'm halfway through it, and I absolutely adore it. I love the author anyway, so I was already very excited. But let me just show you this absolutely beautiful book. Clap your eyes on this beauty. This is Immortal by Sue Lynn Tan. Now, Sue Lynn Tan, I absolutely love her books, and when I knew there was another book coming, and it's not, she had a duology, she had the Celestial Kingdom duology. This is kind of like adjacent to it, so it's set in the same world, but it's a different story. And just, I mean, I don't know, my camera is not that brilliant, but I hope you can see there's floating lanterns and beautiful flowers and castles in the clouds. It's just absolutely gorgeous. But then look at this. Oh my word. It's one of those books. I've been reading it, but I've been really careful because it feels like such an absolutely beautiful gift. So it says, to win the God of War's support was wise. To fall in love with him would ruin me. I'll show you the back as well. Look at this. And these stars kind of look like they're twinkling as well, which is absolutely beautiful. So let me just read you the blurb of, here we go. Immortal by Sue Lynn Tan. A deadly betrayal. When Lien ascends to the throne of Chansha, I think that's how you say it, she vows to end her kingdom's obligation to the fickle immortals who once protected them. A dangerous alliance. She must learn their secrets to protect her people, but to do this she will have to forge a tenuous alliance with the one she should fear and mistrust the most, the ruthless god of war. A fight for survival. A treacherous attraction ignites. But dark forces are closing in, and to save her people from an unspeakable fate, Lien must risk everything, even her heart. So amazing. And I literally am halfway through it, and I loved it from the first page, and I kind of knew I would. It's so lovely when you find an author that when you read their stuff straight away, you're like, you're my author. Like, I'm going to, whatever you want to write, I want to read. So the duology is the daughter of the moon goddess and the heart of the sun warrior. And so this takes place kind of a similar sort of world to it, but it's absolutely beautiful. It's a standalone, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. The writing is gorgeous. The world building is amazing. You love Lien right from the start. There's this kind of enemies to kind of attraction, but you know there should be enemies all the way through as well. It's just beautiful, breathtaking writing. It feels like a gift as well, which is lovely. It's like a birthday present as well, because it's felt like an absolute gift to be reading it. It's just gorgeous. So if you love your fantasy reads, actually, if you've never read any fantasy before, this would be fantastic, because the world is so vivid and so immediate that you're just in there straight away, and you want to know everything that's going on. You want to know about the history of Lien's people and the threat that's facing her, and kind of why she really shouldn't be trusting the god of war. It's just, like I say, I'm halfway through, and it's amazing, and I can't wait to get to the end, but then I'm kind of rationing pages already because it's amazing. I know that I've just absolutely squeaked about it in more ways than one, but it's absolutely beautiful. This is book number 2, Immortal by Sue Lynn Tan. It's out now from Harper Voyager. Absolutely amazing. Oh, just look, there's cranes and it's just beautiful. There we go. Okay, let me get on to book number 3. Now, pardon me, I have another sip of coffee. You notice Neville's still here because he's such a good mug. He's such a great mug. So I know it's kind of, I mean, he's not, I think he's a nutcracker soldier, so he could be any time. It doesn't have to be Christmas. Book number 3. Now, book number 3 is one of my all-time favourite reads. And from the moment I started reading it, I fell in love with it. I have recommended this to so many people because it's one of those ones, you know, you have some books and you remember where you were when you read it and you remember how much it affected you when you read it. And then you just want everybody else to feel that too. I know I've mentioned it on the show before, but I read it again over Christmas. I treated myself. I found it. I was tidying up in here and I found it and I was like, I need to read that again. And I sat down and read it again. And it's just, the more you read it, the better it gets as well. Like, it's brilliant the first time. And then you notice all kinds of things that you missed the first time. This is one of my all-time favourite books by an amazing author. This is You, Me and the Sea. If you can see, there's a little lighthouse there. By Elizabeth Haynes, who is just brilliant. Now, Elizabeth Haynes is really well known for writing absolutely brilliant psych thrillers, and kind of crime thrillers. Her writing is absolutely sublime. This book is absolutely gorgeous. This is a romance. So it's a romance, but it's more than that. It's kind of a lady finding a second start. It's set on a remote island. There's a grumpy lighthouse keeper. And she kind of ends up having to work with him and he doesn't really want anyone there. And it's kind of like grumpy sunshine. You hear that sort of thing a lot. I don't really like reducing books to tropes, but if you like the idea of two people thrown together who kind of a complete chalk and cheese, but start to kind of form an attraction on this beautiful wild place, you absolutely love this book. I love it. I love it. If I had to do one of my top 10 books, this would be top 5. Absolutely. Because it's just beautiful. Let me read you the blurb. I will shut up, but I'll read the blurb. It says, Rachel is at crisis point. A series of disastrous decisions has left her with no job, no home, and no faith in herself. But an unexpected job offer takes her to a remote Scottish island. Hello. I mean, you're there straight away, right? And it feels like a chance to recover and mend her battered self-esteem. The island's other inhabitants are less than welcoming. Fraser Sutherland, hello, is a taciturn loner who is not happy about sharing his lighthouse or his precious coffee beans. See, like a really hunky lighthouse keeper who makes great coffee on a Scottish island. What's not to love? And Lefty, his unofficial assistant, is a scrawny, scared lad who isn't supposed to be there at all. Homesick and out of her depth, Rachel is sure she's made another huge mistake. But as spring turns to summer, the wild beauty of the island begins to captivate her soul. This is kind of, on the one hand, you go, okay, woman that goes to a remote place, meets somebody who lives there. She's a bit of a fish out of water, pardon the pun. And he's kind of grumpy and she's trying to, reinvent her life. You might think you've read that story before, but you haven't read it rendered so beautifully as Elizabeth Haynes does. This honestly is just brilliant. And I've read other books that have kind of a similar sort of idea of somebody who suddenly kind of life doesn't go the way that they want, and then they find this beautiful place which gives them another start. And I love that kind of storyline. But this is so much more than just a romance. It's a story about hope and redemption and wild beauty and somebody who's really kind of coming to terms with where she's at in her life and daring to believe for more. It's just absolutely beautiful. I can't really, I mean, it's quite bad if a writer can't come up with the words. All I will tell you is this is a book that you will hug for at least a week after you finish reading it, because it's absolutely gorgeous. I read it again over Christmas and it's such a treat. It's probably about the 4th time that I read it. It's absolutely brilliant. And if you are interested in writing romance or writing kind of stories that feel really real with amazing characters, this is such a treat to read it and see how an absolute master of the craft does it. It's just wonderful. It's a wonderful story and you will absolutely fall in love with them. You'll just think Rachel and Fraser are just amazing. So there we go. I know I've whittled on, but there we go. Book number 3 is You, Me and the Sea by Elizabeth Haynes. It's published by, let me just see who it's published by. Myriad Editions. It was published originally in 2021, but it's just gorgeous. I mean, my hat's even matching it. That's all you need to know. Right. So there we go. Let's see what everybody's saying. Let's have a look. Jem says, oh, guys, so the Lucinda Riley one sounds amazing. I need to look into these. Let's have a look. Samira Institute has been planning to start this series. Catherine Statham said, I've read that one. I need to get the next one in the series. I do happen to know that a certain Tealies and Reads do have them or can get hold of them for you. So have a chat with lovely Tealies and Reads who are in the chat at the moment. Julie Payne says, I have most of the Seven Sisters series. They're on my TBR. They are just, it's lovely. I mean, I think you can either read them, like binge them in one go, which will probably be most of your year's reading, or you can kind of read one and then you kind of think about it for a while and then you find another one and you read it. It's just amazing. Let's have a look. Alison says the Moon Sisters takes you to Spain. There we go. Yes. Catherine Statham says, wow, I love the cover. Yep, we love Immortal. Gemma Harris says, spread juice. Makes it a lovely cover. I mean, do you know, if we're talking about author goals, can you imagine getting a cover like that? You'd spend all the time hugging your own book. It'd be amazing. So good, so good. Let's have a look. Angeli Hannah, hello. I don't think I've said hello to you. Said I only have 2 of the Seven Sisters series, so I need to buy the rest. But I have 6 standalone on my TBR. And the TBR, there's always, I know, it's this time of the year, isn't it? We're going to read all the books on my TBR and there's all new books coming out. Let's have a look. Samira says, I'm still on the duology. I'm looking forward to this one. It's so good. Well, you already know how gorgeous Celine Tan's writing is. So it's just, I love it. Tealies and Reed says, I love You, Me and the Sea so much. It is. It's just one of those ones. Like, you know, people talk about their favourite films and people talk about, you know, When Harry Met Sally or kind of Sleepers in Seattle, and everyone goes, oh, I love that. I had that feeling about that book. That is my kind of Nora Ephron-esque moment when I read that book. It was like, this is just gorgeous, and you enter into the world so beautifully, and it has everything that you want from that kind of a story, and then so much more. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. And the more you read it as well, the more little bits you discover that you've forgotten, and it's just, it's fantastic. It's like coming home with a good friend. It's like going and visiting a good friend and going for a natter and remembering all the times that you've had those natters before. That's what it feels like reading that book. It's just wonderful. Jem Harris says, it's on the shelf, ready to be read. Enjoy. Mick Arnold says, all lighthouse keepers must be grumpy. It's a rule. It's so true. So true. Catherine Statham says, I need... Melanie Jill says, I bought You, Me and the Sea when you first recommended it. I still haven't got around to reading it. Maybe I really need to. It's a good one. I think it's a good one for this time of year because it's not necessarily that people are going away to somewhere like really hot and sunny. You can imagine being there at sort of this time of year. But it's just such a lovely, it's a brilliant story. It's so good. Let's have a look. Rachel Vincent said, You, Me and the Sea is going on my TBR list. Enjoy. I'm quite happy that I get to spread the word about that. Like, that is my personal mission. There's some books that I take it as my personal mission to tell people about, and that one is just always one of them. It's fantastic. Ashley Gering's here. Hello, lovely to see you. She says, hi, Fab folks. Seriously grey and cold here in Florida. I love it, but the tourists don't. I've just read The Christmas Tree Farm. I liked it. Now reading Emily Stone's A Winter Wish. I like it a lot. Amazing. We love Emily Stone. Brilliant, brilliant writing. Okay, so Tealies and Reads are starting. Oh, there we go. This is why I've seen it online, because I'm obviously stalking you on social media, Katie. Let's have a look. Tealies and Reads are starting a reading group in March for the series. So if you're interested in reading Seven Sisters series by Lucinda Riley, check out Tealies and Reads, because it may be you can kind of do buddy reads, or you can go through the series. It looks fantastic. Well, enjoy. So good, so good. Amazing. Let's have a look. Oh, we didn't. So Ashley hasn't got any snow, but there is snow. There's snow in Florida. I didn't even know that. Amazing. So good, so good. Okay. Right. So I'll get into Book Warriors in just a second. If you've just joined us, make sure you put the first Wednesday in February, so not next week, but the week after, in your diary. If you've always fancied having a go at writing, or you are writing, or you've been writing for a long time, because I'm going to bring back the Chatty 100 flash fiction writing competition. You have to write me a 100-word story about anything you like, any genre, any subject, anything at all. Just tell me a story. And if you win 6 months of 6 months of mentoring from me. I'm still not sure if that is a particularly good prize. The second prize is a year of mentoring with me, where basically we'll just chat. We'll chat about your writing. We'll catch up once a month, either on Zoom or via email, and we'll just talk about where you're at. And if you've got any questions, that's there and all that kind of stuff. So I don't normally do mentoring for anybody, but I do it for winners of this competition. So it's the only time that I'll do it in the year to do with that I offer myself. So there we go. So yes, put it in your diary because I'll be giving you all the details. But get your thinking caps on. What story would you like to tell? Maybe there's a story you've always been working on, always wanted to write, and you haven't got down to writing it before. Maybe you've been writing a story for a long time and you haven't shown it to anybody yet. Maybe you just want to write something a bit different. Maybe you already published and you want to write something a little bit different. That's fine too. I'm just happy to read all of your stories. So pop it down in your diaries. Last time we did it, I can't remember if it was last year or the year before, because I just seem to have lost a couple of years writing, I think. But yeah, we did it the last time we did it. There were so many lovely stories that came in. We had over 70 stories that came in last time, and it's absolutely brilliant. So there's no kind of thing of like, if you've been published before, you can do it. All I ask is that the story hasn't gone anywhere else first. So you kind of just write a new story and send it to me. Oh, good. Also, have you signed up for Write Foxy Notes? The first ones went out on Monday. For the next couple of weeks, I'm also going to be making available the deep dives. The deep dives are there's like a paid level if you want more stuff. The Foxy Notes are always free, but there is the Writer's Den, which is if you want like kind of a bit more stuff, you want more in-depth stuff. But I'm going to be making those posts available to everybody for the first couple of weeks so you can kind of see what we're doing. And the first one on Friday is about writer's block. And it's quite, I don't think it's controversial, but I'm basically I'm gonna just make you feel okay about writer's block. So if you're worried about writer's block, if you've been blocked, if you don't think it exists, it might make interesting reading. That is going to go live on Friday, so make sure you're signed up. I will, of course, put the link in the Facebook page as well. So if you don't get to sign up, that's absolutely fine. It's free to sign up for Write Foxy Notes, and they come every Monday at 8 o'clock in the morning. They're all scheduled. They're all coming in. I've been ever so good. So yeah, if you want to make more of your writing this year, then those are free and they're there for you. And like I say, the deep dives are going to be free for the next month. So I'm going to be putting one out every Friday. So we've got writer's block, imposter syndrome. Trying to think what else the others are. Some of the other things, just sort of the things that come up if you want to write, or if you're scared of writing. Fighting the fear, that's another one that's coming as well, about how to kind of get past that thing of feeling like, what's the point in even trying, and all that stuff. So yes, we're going to be doing it. Let's have a look. Oh, Tila's Reed, thank you. Tila's Reed said, did anyone buy Miranda's Oaty McOtison's recipe? It was amazing. Your biscuits looked amazing. I love the fact that people bought it and then sent me pictures of their biscuits. If you go to my Ko-fi shop, so it's ko-fi.com, ko-fi.com. I'll put a link up anyway. /wordsmith and go to the shop. You can get the recipe for Oaty McOtison's for just £1, and it's a PDF. It's got full instructions. It's got pictures. It's okay. There will be another one coming up. I'm planning on sharing my holy grail of recipes. My cheese scone recipe is coming very soon. In a couple of months, I'm going to be doing my cheese scone recipe, and that has been requested by a lot of people. It's been perfected over the years. So that's coming soon. It's just all good. But yes, if you want some lovely Oaty biscuits, you can get the recipe for £1, and I'll put the link up on the page for everybody. Let's have a look. Teresa, did anyone else's photos look like they covered the oven? The first one I did, they did that. I just ended it with like a tray of flapjack. But that's fine. You can reshape them when they first come out and then just leave them to cool. And they're all good. They taste good though, don't they? They taste good. That's all that matters. All good. Right, let me get on to Book Warriors. So, if you weren't here last week, or you haven't watched the show for a while, about a year ago, more than a year ago now, I started reading a story that I started writing, which is kind of my crazy sort of YA crossover, but I think it's for everybody, about book fandoms. Really interesting to be writing it this week while all the stuff was going on for Rebecca Yarris's book, Onyx Storm, which is out now. Looks fantastic. But they had loads of bookshops across the UK, across the world actually, had midnight launches. Now, midnight launch is at the heart of Book Warriors. So Book Warriors, there's a working title at the moment, it's Book Warriors. It's basically a midnight launch for a surprise 8th book in a series that's been loved by everyone. That's sort of a kind of a Fourth Wingy type series, or Court of Thorn and Roses type. So that's sort of fantasy fandom. And they're launching this unexpected 8th book at midnight. And so it's various different people who are there. So last week we met Z. Z Jones is the manager of the Bookshop Cafe in this 6th floor bookshop, which is based on Waterstones in Birmingham. So if you've ever been there, there's 6 floors of books. It's an amazing bookshop. And she wants to be on the book selling team, but unfortunately she's a really, really good bookshop manager. So she can't actually quite get there. But she's been able to go because she's said that she'll work all night serving coffee for all the people that are coming to read the book. So they buy the book at midnight, and then there is a bookshop lock-in till 6 in the morning where they read the book. They all get together and they read the book, and people are dressed up like characters from the world, and there's real fans there. Z's been a fan for a long time, so she's thinking, well, it's great because eventually everyone will have their coffee and I can actually get to read the book as well. So it's all about what it's like when you read a series that you absolutely fall in love with, and that sense of belonging that you get if other people love it too. So yeah, last week we met Z. This week we're going to meet AJ. Now AJ is there. He's brought his girlfriend Sarah, who is a fan of the series, but he's going to start questioning whether she actually loves the series, whereas he has read it because he loves her and he wants to be close to her and has become a massive fan himself. So let me introduce you to AJ. Here we go. So this is chapter 2 of the Book Warriors, only on FAB 19 Chatty thing. I only came for Sarah. Scoring tickets to the sold-out event of the year should have won me a shed load of awesome boyfriend points, but clearly I got that wrong too. I reserved the wrong sort of ticket. There are 2 types apparently. There's your bog standard get book 8 at midnight and read it till morning ticket, which I duly purchased in my measly 30-minute lunch break, braving an epic storm to get them. And then there's the get book 8 at midnight plus a goodie bag plus another free book ticket, which I didn't even know existed. But I know now. There are 3 queues outside City Books this evening. The gold goodie bag queue, the silver just the book queue, and the poor freezing souls of the cancellations line. Each one has a commensurate level of smugness. The gold ticketeers get to go in a full 10 minutes before anyone else, but conversely are wearing the warmest clothes. I notice priority entry and superior dress equals double smug. I remembered a coat at least, although it's currently draped around the disgruntled shoulders of my girlfriend, who'd insisted she was warm enough without one until she'd spent 30 seconds in the queue. I, on the other hand, am feeling more affinity with the hopeless ticket seekers to my right. I came straight from work, and my Games On polo shirt is no match for March winds. I'm being noble, I remind myself. You don't get to be a knight in shining armour without some sacrifice. I am Galahad. I am Arthur, and very soon Sarah will gaze up at me like Guinevere and see me for the amazing hero I am. She will. Any minute now. I don't know why we have to wait outside, she snaps, pulling my jacket closer around her body. I wish I were that jacket right now. This bookshop has 6 floors. You think they could shove us somewhere warm? Won't be long to wait, I offer. It would be less long if you'd bought the right ticket. 10 minutes is a long time when you're cold. I'm sorry, babe, I didn't know. She looks up at me then, but this isn't the beautiful Arthurian legend moment I'd hoped for. That's your problem, AJ. You don't think one look at the website would have shown you the gold tickets existed? I went in during my lunch break. The guy at the counter didn't mention gold tickets. It's pointless even arguing, but I feel that my words might just work if I find the right combination of apology and regret. So far, the correct mix is proving elusive. But I didn't give up on the brain twister crossword this morning when all of my colleagues had, and I won't give up on this. They call me the professor at work, probably because I'm the only person in the history of Games On studying for a degree. I can't help it if my current employer was the only one who dared to take a chance on me. was only supposed to be a Christmas job, but that was 2 years ago, and now I doubt anyone else would have me. But the worst thing about being here, worse than my numbing bare arms or even Sarah's mighty disdain with me, is that I don't think my girlfriend has ever read a Mina Ulver novel. I mean, she says she's a huge fan, but I never hear her waxing lyrical about the characters like everyone around us in the queue's doing, like ever. She has all the books, of course, along with the candles named after the main characters, the Funko Pop figures she fills her fairy-like lined IKEA bookshelves with, the arty throw pillows with Mina Ulver quotes on them, and the authentic Gundren universe jewellery that she's wearing. But none of her books appear to have ever been touched. I've told myself she probably reads them on her Kindle, saving the books for best, but now I'm not so sure. I have read every book. At first, it was because I met Sarah at a cosplay party where she was dressed as a Lucida Storm Warden, and our first conversation was about her love for everything Gundren. I read the book so I could share her passion, like learning a new language to woo a woman from another country. I thought it was romantic, as far as my understanding of that stuff goes. But several times lately, I've quoted things from the books, and unless they're on her throw pillows and journals and posters, I swear her eyes have clouded. It wasn't supposed to be anything other than an elaborate means to an end, but secretly, I can't wait for book 8. It's so secretive we don't even know the title, but that makes it all the more alluring. Book 8, like the ancient numbered books Jotham True discovers in the abandoned library in World War, the 4th Mina Ulver novel. Man, I love that scene. In fact, here we go. I could almost imagine myself in it tonight, and that instead of walking into Birmingham's 6-story bookshop, I will be pushing back ancient vines and trails of ivy in the dusty ruins of a crumbling Yellowstone tower patrolled by circling red dragons. I might buy the rest of the books while I'm here, again. I'm on my second set of existing Mina Ulver books, as it is because my first lot fell to bits from reading and rereading them and all the abuse I put my books through. I admit it, I'm a spine breaker and a page folder, and I stick the pages back in with sellotape when they fall out. Of course, I'm buying the book for Sarah. She doesn't want to stay in the mass read. I thought I'd just about persuaded her to do the first hour at least, but with every minute we wait, with her jealously watching the gold ticket queue, my hopes of that are fading. I probably won't stay. I mean, there are plenty of people here that will go right through the night at the bookshop lock-in, so they don't need me to stay. And Sarah will want to go home when she's got the book, glared at the golden ticketeers flaunting their goodie bags and free books, possibly had a Mina Ulver cupcake and a fat-free latte in the cafe, and declared herself bored. Although we did both bring our cars tonight, so she'd be fine to take herself home. If she's still speaking to me in an hour, it will be some sort of minor miracle. The door opens at the front of the queue and we all shift forward as one. The 3 lines hush to a reverent silence. Sarah shoulders her way in front of me. My jacket that I know is now very warm in all the right places, suddenly a big leather barrier. I probably won't stay. Okay, so there you go. Let's see what everyone's saying. Tisa Reed says, love it. Thank you. Catherine says, brilliant. Thank you very much. Judith Graham says, loving this. Thank you very much. Let's have a look. Oh, Amanda Weatherly says, love Book Warriors. Yeah, so for those of you who weren't watching last week, I'm in the process of finishing the first draft of this and I want to try and send it out to publishers. I have no idea if anyone's going to take it on, but I just think there's enough of us that understand about book fandoms that would like that. And, you know, Rebecca Yarros has been having midnight openings, so they do happen. Bookshop lock-ins particularly happen at bookshops in Japan. They do that regularly where you go in and then they open the doors at 6 a.m. and you read the book, you buy the book at midnight and then you read it all the way through, which is just brilliant, right? It sounds so good. Let's have a look. Gemma Harris says, I adore AJ and the rest of the Book Warriors. Do you think AJ might stay if Sarah goes home? Do you reckon? I reckon he might. Let's have a look. Somebody said, poor AJ, great story. Thank you very much. Susan Reese said, fingers crossed. Well, we'll have to wait and see. But all kinds of things await them on this night and not all of them will have been planned by the bookshop or the publisher. And that's all I'm saying. But I am writing at the moment, absolutely loving writing it. So I will keep you updated. Next week, we're going to meet Josie, who is in the cancellation line. So she's one of the die-hard fans who didn't manage to get tickets because it sold out, who were there in the third line hoping that somebody sent the tickets back, although the chances of somebody sending back a ticket to the event of the year probably quite slim, but they're there anyway. They're all dressed up. They're freezing because it's March. And we'll find out more about Josie next week. So there we go. Thank you for your lovely, lovely, lovely comments. We've got 2 minutes left. Where is this hour gone? I hope you've enjoyed the show. It's been a very lovely one. Lots of lovely chat. Thank you for all your lovely messages. Oh, so nice. Brilliant. Okay, let me quickly do the books of the week. For those of you who've just come in, book number 1 is The Seven Sisters by Lucinda Riley. It's the first book in an 8-book series about the sisters and where they've come from and sort of the story and the history, and they're set all over Europe, and it's absolutely brilliant. So that one it's been out for a long time, but lots of people are reading it again this year. Check out Tilly's and Reed's website because they are going to be doing a book group reading it. So that could be interesting if you're interested in that. Could be something that you want to do. Book number 2. I feel like angels should be singing when I'm showing you this one. Is this absolute beauty? Look at that. It's so lovely. But what I will say is, for however gorgeous it is on the front, the writing is so gorgeous. So it kind of doesn't matter how you read this or what edition you get. It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous book, and it feels like a treat. Every page feels like a treat. So that is beautiful. If you want like a real read that's going to just whisk you away, and let's face it, this week I think we've needed to be whisked away, then I would thoroughly recommend that one. And then book number 3, one of my all-time favourites. I will bang on about this incessantly for as many people that will listen. You, Me and the Sea by Elizabeth Haynes, and it's absolutely gorgeous, and that's been out since 2021, so you can get hold of it now. It's absolutely lovely. Also check out your library because it'll probably be at the library as well. So good, so good. We're in our last minute. Oh, it's been so lovely. Thank you very much. I know people are going to go and watch The Traitors now. I hope you enjoy it. All good, all good. Thank you so much for all your lovely messages. Remember to watch next week. We'll have more book warriors. We'll have more gorgeous books. I might even have a title and a cover to show you for Cora. It'll either be that week or the week after. We're almost close. I've seen a cover. We're still working on the title, as I thought we might be, but I've seen a cover and the cover is gorgeous. So hopefully next week I will get to show you. I'll be able to tell you when I can tell you all about it, which is all good. But thank you so much for your lovely company tonight. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Don't forget now as well, every Thursday morning, I'm now going to post the video of the show over on YouTube because not everybody's on Facebook. And lots of people are kind of leaving Facebook. So I want it to be somewhere where you can see it, or you can go and see it again. So if you go to YouTube and go to Miranda Wordy, that's my tube, or just put Miranda Dickinson, you'll see it. That's my channel. And you can get to watch it there. Every week, they're going to be up there as well. So thank you very much for your company tonight. I hope you have a fantastic week. I hope you have wonderful reads. Get up to all kinds of interesting stuff. And I shall see you back here next Wednesday at 8 p.m. to do it all over again. Have a great week, and I'll see you soon. Bye.